Tell me a little bit about the history of Enterprise, how it started, who it started with, and who's kind of in the loop now with the company.
Well, Enterprise was started in 1957 by a gentleman by the name of Jack Taylor. He was president and CEO until the early 80s when his son Andy Taylor took over, and who is currently our CEO. We, surprisingly enough, have third generation in the business now who are women. Two women work for the company. They've been with the company going on 11 years now. Both are officers in the company. So we'll see what the future holds for them, but we have high aspirations for both of them. And we now have grown to be the largest car rental company in the world, with over 1 million cars if you include our leasing division. We also have 3 brands. We made a large acquisition 3 years ago. So we're not only Enterprise today, but we're Enterprise, National, and Alamo.
Very good. Can you tell me just a little bit about maybe your history with the company?
Sure. Started in 1981, so that ages me, but that's okay. It's all women here, right? Started like really any operating officer in the company did, with starting as a management trainee right out of college, or should I say before, no, actually right out of college, and worked my way up to an assistant manager, branch manager, area manager, then regional vice president in California. Then corporate vice president when I moved back to St. Louis, then moved to New York as the general manager of our Northeastern operation. Back to St. Louis as head of North American operations, and then became CEO and president.
Now, they often say women have very different communication styles from men. I don't know if I always disagree with that, and I don't know what your feelings are, but this audience is probably wondering what you think about that.
Well, some say that women understand emotions better than men, and that men may be more direct. But I really don't want to stereotype, because I see both styles in both men and women. I am very direct in my approach, and I have a lot of men that work for me that are more on the emotional side. So, I think it really just depends on the individual, more so than the gender. I think what's most important is that a manager understands what the communication style of the person that they're working with is.
Now, do you do anything that is just with women in general, maybe here at the corporation, that maybe it's not a formal mentoring type of thing, but just get-togethers with women at all?
We have a group of women here at the corporate office that we get together for lunch maybe once a quarter, or happy hour. I think we tend to like the happy hours a little better. And in fact, we have lunch today after this taping. But it really is great, because it really brings a bond with the women. And, not only do we talk business, but we talk fun. We all have gotten to know each other so well that, if someone has an issue that comes up, they wouldn't hesitate to do a one-on-one, call, any one of the women for advice. And I think it's really important that we all are together. I also get together with the women GMs in the company. I think it's important that we all know each other, because they're out on their own, running their specific parts of the country, and they're the top dog. And so they need to have people to reach to, and they do here at corporate, but sometimes they want to reach to each other. So we do a trip once a year together, and which is always fun, and it really bonds us together. And so just have a lot of fun together. It's not a business trip. It's just all about fun.
Do you recommend that then to others, that this is a great idea?
I do. I think it's really, it does a tremendous, it's tremendous for us anyway, and both here at corporate and with the GMs.
Now, from a mentoring perspective, I know over time that you've had plenty of different mentors, men, women. What can you tell me about, I think even your dad. Can you tell me a little bit about those relationships and how they helped you along the way in a male-dominated industry?
I've had so many mentors throughout my career. Most men, because as I was coming up through the company, there weren't a lot of women that were at my level. Anyone can mentor you. I think you can learn things from those you respect a lot, and those that maybe you would look at their style and say, I'll make sure I don't do that. So, but I've had great mentors, like I said, my father being one, who was with Monsanto for many years, and just someone that I could always call to get advice from. But then many, many outstanding mentors here in the company through the years, and I think it's important. I don't think it has to be formal, although we do, as a company, have a formal mentoring program. I take it very seriously that I mentor certain people, mainly women today, because I just feel that a need to reach for the women in our company, because I want more women moving up within the company and make sure that we're giving them what they need. But I think a lot of informal mentoring works as well as formal.
All right, so a lot of folks in the collision industry, it's a male-dominated industry. Do you feel that you have to do things differently as a woman than you would as a male in getting your aspirations or maybe your goals out there so people notice you?
No. I think you're talking about, whether you need to pound your chest and speak loud from the mountaintop to make sure that people understand that you're succeeding. I've never been, that's not part of my personality, although I did worry about it as I was coming up through my career, because I was coming up at the company with some very good men, and let's say competing with a little bit, and some of those men were that way. They would, pound their chest and always talking about what they were doing and how good they were and their successes, and I always felt that, and of course Dad gave me this advice too, but that if you perform, your performance is measured. If you are performing as well as a male, then or not even just a male, but if whoever you're coming up with, if your performance is there, it's going to show. Pounding your chest is only going to get you so far, and after a while, people, I think, get even tired of it. So I don't think it's necessary. I wasn't the type to do it, and obviously the performance itself shows.
So just after listening to that, is there anything that you would have changed in your past to get you where you are today?
I think it's worked out okay.
Can you tell me a little about your philosophy for success?
Okay. I think, first of all, you have to be passionate about what you do. You've got to love it, have fun with it. Surround yourself with good people. That is very, very important. I try to surround myself with people smarter than me. That'll take you very far. And, just have the determination to, set your goals high and have the determination to reach those goals. And make sure you're prepared. Do your homework. Perform well. But at the end, again, have fun.